fun little trick, and I am very much sure that you will love to perform this, because I have performed this several times in front of live audience, and every time it was a real fun. Just imagine a little piece of rope reads the mind of a spectator. Hello everybody, I'm Kaushik Biswas and you are watching my channel Kaushik Biswas Magic. Every week I'm uploading several magic and mentalism tutorials on this channel. So, if you have come for the first time, or if you still haven't subscribed to my channel, then I'll request you, please support me by subscribing my channel. If you like this video, please strike the like button, share this video with your friends and write in the comments how you enjoyed this tutorial and how you enjoyed performing this trick before your audience. Also, don't forget to strike the bell icon for new upload notifications. Without much ado, let me perform this trick for you first so that you can understand how it looks from the audience perspective, and then I'll share the secret. You show your audience a piece of rope and then point to somebody in the audience and ask her to give you a number between 1 and 4. Now let us say that the spectator says 2. You say that, I have no idea that you will be thinking of number 2. But this rope has, because this rope can read mind. And so saying, you say that it has magically tied 3 knots. Oh, what? You said 2, and there are now 3 knots here. 1, 2, and 3. Now that is a mistake. That is a mistake. Now you say that I have some magical dust. So what I'm going to do it is that I'll just give the magical dust over here. As a result, I can correct this. So say you just plug off the knot. The one knot comes off. She thought of number 2 and now the rope is right. There are 2 magical knots in it. Now the spectators might think that these are all special knots. So you can hand this over to the spectators to open them, and they can open the knots themselves in order to find that these are all genuine knots. I hope you enjoyed the performance, and this is a very simple magic trick which you can do in between 2 other amazing tricks if you want to, or you can perform this as an individual effect. This type of tricks generally brings a smile to the audience, and the secret depends upon how you wind this rope around your hand. That is number 1. And the second most important thing is that how you throw the rope to make the knots appear. So first of all, you need to make a false knot or a vanishing knot. Now you are going to do this when there is no spectator, when there is nobody. So in the green room, or before you come before the audience, what you do, you take the rope like so and then hold it like this. I mean, should be a loop, and wind this small end. Now this rope is around 5 feet in length, so you can use a 5 feet rope or a little bigger than that, but if you are using a longer rope, then it will be very difficult for you to perform. So you just make a loop like so and widen this small end around it, and here you just tie a knot. So here is a knot, as you can see, but this is not a real knot. This is a false knot, because if you pull it hard, it disappears. So once again I'm showing you, you just make a loop about 1 foot from one end. You just make a loop like this and wind this end around this loop and tie a single knot. So there is a single knot here, and you just pull this loop so that it looks like a genuine knot, but this is not a genuine knot. So if you pull it, it opens into nothing. So one last time I'm showing you. Here is the loop. I'm taking the loop over here. Now I'm winding this end around this loop and then tying a single knot here. I'll do it again, I'm sorry. So I'll just winding it again around this loop, and there is a single knot. Now you pull this end, pull this rope so that the loop is very small. The loop is very small, so from a distance it looks like a genuine knot. This is the only preparation you need to do before you come to the audience. You need to hide this false knot. So you are holding the rope in this way and show it to the audience. Everybody will see that there is no knot, but you don't have to mention anything about knots. Just show the rope, and now you have to wind it in the correct way. So you are holding it like so with the palms facing towards you. The palms are facing towards you. Now you just make a loop like this. Just wind it and hold it here. That is loop number 1, and here is loop number 2, but the loop number 2 goes on top of this, and now there is an end over here. This end is dangling down, so you take this and hold it between the index finger and your middle finger. Once again I'm showing you. So here is the false knot. You are just holding the rope like so. So it seems that there is no knot in the rope. It's an ordinary rope. The palms of both the hands should be facing you. You just turn your wrist like so, and there will be a loop, and you take this loop here. So that is number 1, loop number 1. You just hold again here about the middle of the remaining rope. Again you turn your hand and make another loop, and this one goes on top, not behind, of course, on top of this. Now there are 2 loops over here. Now this end is taken up and held between the index finger and your middle finger. This is very important. With the sharp downward throw, you can make the 2 knots. So here it is. I have done it slowly, but you have to do it a little bit fast. So 2 knots have appeared. One is here and another here. These are genuine knots, and this is your false knot. With some practice, you will be able to make the knots appear in an equal distance from one another, which looks awesome. So one last time I'm showing you. You are just holding the rope like so. The palms are facing towards you. You can show it. Hold here about 1/3 from this end, from the top end. You turn your wrist and make 1 loop. Again, half of the remaining rope, you make another loop, and you take this end and hold between your index finger and middle finger, and then you give a sharp downward throw. So here it is, and you can see 2 knots have appeared. This is the one, and this is number 2. Now this is the false one. So that is the basic secret, and you have to practice it. It's a bit knacky, but with some practice you'll soon be able to do it. If you don't understand the moves, you can rewind the video and see it. It is very easy. The presentation is very important. You just show the rope like so, and then as you are asking a spectator to give you a number between 1 and 4, you are just winding the rope and hold it here like this. Now suppose the spectator says 1, then say no, between 1 and 4, because you need a number between 1 and 4. So it should be either a 2 or a 3, not 1, not 4. So you need a number 2 or a 3. So if somebody says 1, you say no, between 1 and 4. Now when you are asking something to a spectator, he or she is always under a pressure because the whole audience is looking at her. They are not as stage free as you are being a performer. So the moment she says 1, you say no, between 1 and 4. So immediately she will correct herself and say, okay, 2. Now if she says 2, you say, yeah, perfectly. I have no idea about what number you are going to give me, but this rope has, because it can read mind. So you say that, and it has magically tied itself into 2 knots. So you just give a downward throw like so. So here it is, and you can see that 3 knots have appeared. Now the spectators will correct you that, and they will say that no, she said 2 and there are now 3 knots. Then you say, oh, I'm so sorry, but I can correct it. This is not magic, this is actually mind reading, and in mind reading it is very common to make a mistake. So you say that I have got some dust. Now what you are doing is you are taking out a knot. Now that knot is a very simple one. You from another piece of rope, you just tie a knot like so and cut from the very ends so that only the knot remains. So this is the knot. You can see this is the knot. You have to prepare beforehand, of course, and you can put it in your jacket pocket or in your back pocket, and if preferably you place some confetti over there, and you say that, oh, there is a mistake, the rope has made a mistake, but I can correct it. So you said that I have got some magic confetti or some magic invisible dust. You just palm it, just make some throwing motion, and then you just pull it down like so. Now if you pull it down like so, it will of course disappear because it is a vanishing knot. So I'll do it again and show you. So let's say here is the knot. So you say that here is this loose knot. You say that I'm going to pluck it off, and here is the knot. You thought of 2, and now there are 2 knots. But what if the spectator says 3? Not a problem. You have to change the presentation is a little bit. Once again, I'm tying a false knot over here. Here is a false knot, and the extra knot is in your pocket. It's already in the pocket, and you just make 2 loops over here and say, give me a number between 1 and 4, and somebody says that 3. You say, perfect. I have no idea about the number you are going to give me, but this rope has. So you give a downward throw, and you can show that there are 3 knots. The spectators will be surprised because she said 3 and there are indeed 3 knots. And then you can add a little bit of magic to it. You can say that, what if you thought of 2 instead of 3? Very simple. I'll use some magic invisible powder and throw it over here and pull off one of the knots. You put it in your pocket and say that I can always correct it. So this will give the spectators an idea that any number from 1 to 4 could have been given and you could have made that many knots. But that is not true. So if they tell you 1 or 4, you slowly go to the spectator and tell her, no, between 1 and 4. And she will correct herself. And if she already gives a number between 1